Let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant. Both sides ready to proceed. It's been brought to my attention that the jury has reached the verdict. State?
The state's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Defense?
Defense is ready.
To those in the gallery, please do not express any signs of approval or disapproval upon the reading of the verdict. Let's return to jury.
All rise in the courtroom for the jury coming in. There is a verdict in the case of Top Mom, charged with the murder of her 2-year-old little girl. The whole courtroom standing up out of respect for the jury as they enter in to deliver what may be one of the most important decisions they make in a lifetime. George Anthony has been in the back of the courtroom praying, his hands clasped together. He's lost his granddaughter in the most brutal way. Will he lose his daughter as well?
I hope so.
Will he have to accept that that is justice? There you see investigators, police, onlookers, all standing up as the jury.
State recognized present.
One by one. They are seated.
And does the defense?
Yes, sir, we do.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Have you reached the verdict?
Yes, sir.
Would you hand the verdict form to the court, deputy, please?
Here we go. You better pray, bitch. Yeah, I know you're guilty. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Will the defendant rise along with counsel? Madam Clerk, you may publish the verdicts.
Judge.
In the Circuit Court for the 9th Judicial Circuit in and for Orange County, Florida, State of Florida versus Caylee Marie Anthony. As to case number 2008 CF 15606-0. As to the charge of first-degree murder, verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty, so say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person.
What?
As to the charge of aggravated child abuse, verdict as to count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Are they stoned?
Dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person. As to the charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child, verdict as to count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
What?
So say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 4. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 5. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict as to count 6. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed for person. As to the charge of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, verdict is to count 7. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of providing false information to a law enforcement officer as charged in the indictment. So say we all, dated Orlando, Orange County, Florida, this 5th day of July, 2011, signed foreperson.
Madam Clerk, you may poll the jury.
I can't believe they let her fucking walk.
Juror number 1, were these your true and correct verdicts? Pardon? Juror number 1, were these your true and correct verdicts?
And O.J. Simpson wasn't a murderer. Michael Jackson didn't molest little boys.
Juror number 3, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 4, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 5, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 6.
Well, I'm absolutely disgusted.
Yes.
This is the most sickening thing I've ever seen.
Juror number 8, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 9, were these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 10, were these your true and
That's alright, bitch.
Juror number 11, were
Everybody's got to go through Judgment Day.
Juror number 12.
And God won't have mercy on your soul.
Thank you.
Okay. Will counsel and the defendant approach the podium? Not all the counsel, but just Representative Sample.
Boo!
Casey Marie Anthony, the jury of your peers, have been found you not guilty as to the charge contained in count 1 of the indictment, murder in the first degree. At this time, I will adjudge you to be not guilty. As to count 2, the crime of aggravated child abuse, a jury of your peers having found you to be not guilty,
Boo!
will judge you to be not guilty of the crime.
I guess you can pour chloroform up their nose and not be found guilty.
Aggravated
Go party your ass off some hot body contest
found you not guilty.
while your kid is dead in a fucking trunk.
Guilty of that count.
This is the sorriest ass thing I've ever seen. I've waited for justice for that 2-year-old little girl for 3 years,
Providing false
and the fucking cunt is gonna fucking walk.
I will adjudge you to be guilty of those counts in order that you be fingerprinted in open court at this time.